This is a magical incense stick. They say that once it's lit, it can summon an immortal. And if you worship that immortal as your master, you can step onto the path of cultivation. Jack lost his parents when he was very young, and this black incense stick was the only thing they left behind. That day, Jack climbed the mountain as usual and lit the black incense. Over the past 3 years, he had lit and extinguished it more than 10 times. Every time he lit it, the sky would instantly fill with dark clouds, thunder roaring overhead, making him feel like he could be struck by lightning any second. So after burning it for a short while, Jack would always put it out with his own saliva. But this time, he forced himself to ignore the fear in his heart, and didn't extinguish the black incense right away, because there wasn't much of it left. Meanwhile, on a mountain peak nearby, two immortals were passing the time with a game of chess. Lucy teased him, saying Kevin was clearly a carefree cultivator, yet had been bothered by a mundane promise for 3 whole years. At the mention of it, Kevin immediately felt a headache coming on. It turned out that he had once been saved by a mortal, and to repay that kindness, he left behind a black incense stick, and promised that if the mortal's descendants ever lit it to send a message, he would come and take them under his wing. But for the last 3 years, the incense had been lit dozens of times. Every time Kevin finally sensed a clear signal, the trail would suddenly disappear, forcing him to return empty-handed. Just as the two were talking, the scent of the black incense appeared once again. Kevin instantly exploded with anger, and shot off like a streak of light toward the source. Moments later, just as Jack was about to put out the incense, a furious shout came from the sky. Hearing it, Jack couldn't help but feel overjoyed. He knew he had finally summoned an immortal. After learning Kevin's identity, Jack immediately dropped to his knees. Kevin then demanded to know why he had lit the incense so many times. Jack quickly explained everything. After hearing the truth, Kevin's anger faded a little, and he said he was willing to bring Jack into the sect. Kevin carried Jack through the air at high speed, and soon they arrived at the immortal gate. The disciples below bowed respectfully when they saw Kevin. Jack wanted to say something, but Kevin suddenly tossed him downward. Fortunately, a spell protected Jack from getting hurt. Kevin then said a single sentence, telling him to train here, and turned to leave. After Jack got back on his feet, Mike walked up to him, and he would become Jack's senior brother from now on. While the two were talking, Robert approached to cause trouble for Jack, because he couldn't stand the fact that Jack had used connections to get in.